The early round weekend. These are my divisional picks for the upcoming divisional round that starts tomorrow. So we got 4 games on tab this weekend, two tomorrow, and then 2 on Sunday. The first game of 4, and the first game of the 7 games left in the season, if you don't include the Pro Bowl, is the Jaguars at the Chiefs. Now, this is an interesting matchup. Earlier this year, the Chiefs played the Jags. Chiefs won. I think they won by 2 scores. I'm not 100% certain on that. But they didn't win by too much. It wasn't a blowout like I thought it would be. But the Chiefs ended up winning, nonetheless. Interesting thing, I think it's going to be snowing out there in Kansas City. So the Chiefs will have that going for them, since Jacksonville is from Florida, and they're technically a warm weather team. But if the Dolphins have showed us anything, it's that it doesn't matter. Heat, snow, regular temperature, they can play in just about anything. And the Jags have been on a bit of a hot streak. I know the Jags are a very popular pick, for the upset. Or the upset this week. Honestly, I don't know, dude. The Chiefs, they've only lost an Arrowhead once in the entire season, and that was to the Buffalo Bills. That was it. Cincinnati didn't go into Kansas City and beat them. I mean, partially because they didn't get the chance to. Jaguars didn't. Philly didn't. The Bills are the only team remaining that have gone into Arrowhead and successfully beaten the Chiefs. Although the Bills did that last season, and look what happened. They lost in the divisional round. Hopefully Buffalo doesn't do that again. But I think Kansas City gets the win here. And I think Trevor Lawrence gets his first ever loss on a Saturday. I think that's another reason why the Jags are a popular upset pick. I mean, you definitely feel something with the Jags, don't get me wrong. You definitely feel like they could be a Cinderella story. And as much as I would love to see the Jaguars go on the road and face either Cincinnati or Buffalo, I don't know, dude. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Kansas City will get the win here inevitably and host the AFC Championship game. Well, they won't be I can't say they won't be hosting, because if Cincinnati wins, then Kansas City would host, and then Cincinnati would get that chance to go into Arrowhead this season and knock off the Chiefs. However, I'll take Kansas City to win in a high-scoring game. Either that or it's going to be a blowout. Either way, I get Kansas City winning this game 38-30 over the Jags. And the next game on Saturday will be a divisional match. My God, we have so many of these. What the hell? We had 3 matchups between divisional teams last week, and we have another one this week. It is the Giants at the Eagles. I think the Giants are definitely, a team that has a chance to knock off Philly, with all the injuries that they've got. Hurts isn't 100%. I think Lane Johnson's still dealing with an injury. To my knowledge, that's what I know of. But right now, I think Philadelphia's the better team. They're just the better overall team. All season they have been. And as much as I would love to see Brian Daboll, my boy from Buffalo, my brother from another mother, go to the NFC Championship game and go to either Dallas or San Fran, depending on who wins that game, I think Philly is going to be just a little too much for the Giants. I think the injuries won't catch up to Philly this week, but either in the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, if they make it, that is, it's going to catch up to them at some point. But I think the Eagles, for now, take care of business against the Giants in a closer game than it should be. But I think the Eagles do end up winning this game by a final score of 27-23. And next up will probably be the game of the week. Maybe even the game of the playoffs before the Super Bowl. I don't know. But we have the Bengals at Buffalo. And it's not the game of the week just because of the 2 teams that are there. But the meaning behind this, these 2 teams were there when DeMar Hamlin went down. They were there for one another when they absolutely needed it most. Okay? The Bills, especially Josh Allen, stood by T. Higgins and said, hey, dude, it ain't your fault. It is not your fault. Because T. Higgins, it really and truly is not your fault. You didn't know it was going to happen. Nobody did. Nobody prepared for it. But the way that it was handled, I think, was appropriate. It was appropriate for for that moment in time. This game is in Buffalo right now. Well, it's going to be in Buffalo. Supposedly, it's going to be snowing. Joe Burrow has played in the snow before, and he's played in bigger and louder crowds than what Buffalo's going to offer. But I don't think he's played up against a passionate crowd like Buffalo. Kansas City is loud, but I don't think they're as passionate, as loving, and caring as the Buffalo Bills. Not to say that Chiefs fans don't care about their team. They absolutely care about their team. But you don't get a much better fan base than this in really all sports, in my opinion. And I know that could be a little bit of bias, but you hear it from all sorts of people, that Buffalo, they're a community. They're the best fans in the world. They're some of the rowdiest and loudest fans in the world. And that is very true. That being said, though, I don't think Joe Burrow and the Bengals will let that affect them a whole lot, but I definitely think that'll play a little bit into the outcome of this game. Not a lot. It's not going to have a heavy impact in this game. Because, if that were the case, the Bills would be blowing out the Bengals. That's not going to happen. The Bengals are going to find ways to score. They're going to find ways to stop Buffalo. They're going to most likely force Josh Allen to do at least one turnover. But as long as the Bills can keep it to under one, maybe two, but I think even at two, that's pushing it. I think if the Bills can limit the turnovers, like in certain games that they've done all season long. You talk about Miami, I'm very certain the Bills only turned the ball over once in that game. You talk about the second game against the Jets, pretty certain they turned the ball over 0 times in that game. So the Bills, they are capable of playing a somewhat clean or perfectly clean game last season of the playoffs. Allen did not turn the ball over, so he is very capable, very much capable of not turning the ball over. He just needs to put that into effect this week. I think the Bills can win this game. It'll be in Buffalo, so they will definitely feel the crowd behind them. But again, Burrow isn't going to let that affect them. I know they're not. The Bengals are not. They have this mindset that they don't have to play Buffalo. Buffalo has to play them. And that's a great mindset to have. But unfortunately, Buffalo has way too much to lose. You know something? Von Miller, he went to Buffalo's practice, came in with a replica of the Super Bowl trophy, and pretty much told them, hey, this is what we're working for. This is everything that we've worked for. You guys are working for this, basically. You know what happened? From what I heard, Gabe Davis, he spent about an hour and a half at, I forgot what machine it was, but he spent an hour and a half straight just working. He's putting in that work. Playoff Gabe Davis is a demon, and he's going to have a good game against Cincinnati, and I think playoff Gabe is going to be the big difference here. Bills and Bengals, it's going to be another high-scoring affair. Buffalo's defense is definitely very susceptible to any offense, let alone the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think the Bengals are going to put up a lot of points, but I think Buffalo will also be able to put up a lot of points. Finding ways to win is Buffalo's main strategy, but Buffalo is the team that can handle just about anything. Snow, well, I can't say heat because they lost to Miami there. But overall, the adversity, everything that they've gone through, I think it's just... You feel like it's Buffalo season. I know you hear that from all over the world, and I would not be shocked if Cincinnati won this game at all. I nearly picked Cincinnati to win this game, and quite honestly, if Buffalo doesn't win, I hope you guys go on to win it. I really and truly do. I'm going to be upset, and I'm going to be mad at you guys for knocking us out, but I am going to ultimately be happy for you guys if you do win. Buffalo gets the W here against Cincinnati. Final score 41-38. High-scoring game. And the last divisional game, it's going to be the Cowboys at San Fran. I don't know why people are picking Dallas to win this week. I really don't. We all know it's going to be the same thing. They're going to choke in the divisional round. If not, they're going to choke at some point in the playoffs. We just don't know when. They are most likely going to lose this thing to the Niners. The Niners, yeah, they have a rookie quarterback, and that's about the only thing that the Niners have that's you could exploit that. The Niners, the Cowboys, they look good in their matchup against Tampa, but that was Tampa. They blew out the Buccaneers. You know who else blew out the Buccaneers? The 49ers. Who was their quarterback? Brock Purdy. Who is Brock Purdy? Who are the Cowboys playing this week? Brock Purdy and the 49ers. So it's... I could see maybe a couple scenarios where Dallas wins this game. Maybe they slow down that offense. That's laughable. But anyways, I don't know, dude. It's in Santa Clara. It's in San Fran. And I know I'm being basic by picking all the home teams, but I don't know. I can't bring myself to picking Dallas here. Maybe at like the beginning of the year, like when they beat the Rams, when everybody thought they were, going to be a really great team at the time, the Rams. I might have picked Dallas to go to the NFC Championship game, but overall, I don't know, dude. I can't bring myself to picking Dallas to win this game. I don't know if you guys can see me. My computer just went all weird, so if my camera just went blank, that's why. But I can't pick myself to pick Dallas here. I'm picking the 49ers to win this game, and I think they can. It can be close, but I think the San Francisco 49ers win. Although now that I think about it, I kind of have a sneaky feeling that Dallas is going to win. I don't know why. Even though after everything I just said, I just brought up to you guys that I have a weird feeling that Dallas is going to win. I don't know why. I just feel like I just got a weird feeling about it. But I'm going to pick the Niners here to win this thing 24-20. I think Prescott does throw a pick, and Maher misses a PAT and a field goal. All right, and we'll go to the NFC Championship game because that starts before the AFC Championship game. I've got the Niners at Philly. Niners are getting healthy at just the right time, and even though Philly's going to be healthier, I don't think it's going to be enough to take down the Niners. Niners should win this one. I'm actually going to just do that right now. Niners are going to win this thing. It's going to be a close game. Hurts is going to be a little healthier, maybe. Lane Johnson should be a little healthier, maybe. But again, these are babies. It's not guaranteed that they're going to be 100% for, the Giants this week, maybe even the Niners next week, because they're going to be playing a game against the Giants where their season's on the line. I mean, all 8 teams are, but the Philadelphia Eagles, labeled as Super Bowl champion favorites, they're still a favorite in my eyes, but I think with the injuries, it's going to be tough, but it's going to be a close game. It should be good. Niners win this game. I'm going to call it 21-19. And next up, we got the Bills at Kansas City. Dude, I want Buffalo to be the ones to take down Kansas City. I'm tired of letting teams like Tampa Bay and Cincinnati be the ones to take down the Chiefs. I'm tired of it. I want us to be the ones to beat Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs. We have a team that's capable of doing it. We just can't. We just got to put it together. We failed the last 2 seasons to put a good team together to beat the Chiefs. We had the players, we just couldn't execute. This season, we should be able to execute. Oh my God, you just feel like we absolutely have to. And considering it's not an Arrowhead, there's absolutely no reason why you can't. Allen has played amazing in dome stadiums, which is where the AFC Championship game would be played, assuming this pick is right. Allen is a beast in dome games, and I think the Bills should be able to win that game. High-scoring game again. Assuming Micah Hyde isn't back. But if he does come back, I think Buffalo, it's not going to be very difficult for me to pick Buffalo if Micah Hyde comes back. But at the same time, it's the Chiefs. I'm never going to count them out. Buffalo wins this game by a final score of 34-30. And at this point, I think you guys probably already know who I'm going to go with. I'm taking Buffalo. I don't care. Call me a homer, call me biased, call me whatever you want. Buffalo has the team to do it, and I feel like at this point in the season, I feel like I have to. They're my boys. I'm going to root for them. I'm going to pick them. I'm going to stand by them. Again, they have an offense that can put up points. There are some moments in the Niners-Seahawks game where they look susceptible to being shredded by a good offense. And if Dallas does something good against the 49ers, then I think that could definitely open things up for teams, maybe Philly, Buffalo. But again, I'm not doubting the Niners' defense and their ability to stop Buffalo. I'm just saying, there are games like Las Vegas where they got shredded by Jarrett Stidham, but they did force takeaways. And there were moments in the game where Geno Smith was able to throw some good passes against the Niners and lead him down the field. So, in my eyes, I think the Bills can definitely take advantage of it. Again, they have to limit the turnovers. From here on out, you cannot be turning the ball over any more than once. And even at that, I think in games like Kansas City, the Super Bowl, I think 1 turnover is going to be way too much. Buffalo, I don't know how they're going to win. I don't know why I'm picking them to win, other than they're my team, and I want to pick, and I feel like I got to pick them to win at this point. They always find ways to win games that they probably have no business in winning. All right? They win games like Miami in Week 15, last week even, where they were turning the ball over. They didn't turn the ball over much in week 15, but still. They turned the ball over last week, and it looked like they were going to lose. Nope, they found a way to win. That's just what Buffalo does. They find ways to win. They are literally the AFC version of the Minnesota Vikings. Four Super Bowl losses. They choke when it matters most. And this season, they find ways to win games that they probably don't deserve. In some instances. But you know what? I'm taking Buffalo to win this game against San Fran. Should be a good game. Buffalo takes a narrow win. 27-25. I know the 25 is kind of weird, but I feel like it's going to come down to a game-winning field goal. And there you have it. Those are my picks for the rest of the season. I do not care that I've picked Buffalo for every single game. I can at least go down knowing that I stuck with my team. I had faith. I believed in my team. I still believe in them, but, it's going to be very rough. I know it. I really and truly know it. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. I know a lot of people are going to be picking Cincinnati, and you know what? That's fine. That's another reason why I have Buffalo winning. A lot of people are going to start picking Cincinnati. A lot of people are going to favorite Cincinnati, leaving Buffalo with that underdog mentality, and you know what? Buffalo thrives under that. They thrive with that underdog mentality, that underdog mindset. I know Cincinnati's labeled as the underdog right now. Well, with the way everybody's picking Cincinnati, you get the feeling that Buffalo, they are definitely starting to feel that now. But they're not going to let it show. They're not going to let it show. They're not going to let it faze them. They're going to go out and play Buffalo football. But again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe if you're new, and click that notification bell to get all the latest news and all my latest content. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one. Mafia, mount up!